So when you get to the end of your movie, you're done everything, you want to kind of give some credit, right? So most of the time when you watch a feature movie, all the credits are rolling. So I'm going to show you how to do that. Now you could do a bunch of still pictures or still titles to show all your credits, but there's something nice about having that rolling list of credits. So what I need to do first is just go over here to my new item, and I'm going to choose a new title. Doesn't really matter what you call it, I'll just call it credits, and then I'll click OK. So this should look pretty familiar. When you're putting your credits in, you don't want to use the type tool. The type tool is more designed when you just want to put like one word or maybe a couple words in there, maybe a name. But when you want to do a whole list of things, you're going to want to use the area type tool. So I'm going to click the area type tool here, and I'm just going to click and drag a box, kind of the width that I want my credits to take up. So I'm going to drag it like this, and it doesn't really matter how low you go, because eventually we're going to have to drag it down because there's going to be so many credits that it just scrolls down quite a bit. So I'll go right about there, and you can see now I could start typing stuff in there just like a paragraph field in another program. Next thing. I prefer myself not to have to type all my credits out in Premiere, so what I usually do ahead of time is I type them all out in Microsoft Word. So I'll just take all these credits that I've already done, and I'm going to copy them, and I'll go back to Premiere. And now I can hit Control V, and that's going to paste everything in there. Now there's a bunch of stuff in there that I can't see right now. Not only is this a terrible font, but I just can't see everything. And when you look down here and you see that little plus, that plus means, hey, there's more stuff down below. I'm going to hit Control A, and that's going to select all of the text, even the stuff that I can't see. And the first thing I need to do is use a good font. So I'll just pick something really simple like that, and I'm going to lower the size a little bit, maybe something like that. And that's getting there. Now the alignment is terrible right now, so what you don't want to do is this move where you start spacing out like that by hitting the space bar a bunch. It's just a bad way to do any type of formatting. Instead, you're going to use the tab button. So when you press tab, it pushes it over and it keeps it aligned nicely. So I can actually do that for all of them. Now some of them will take a few tabs, some of them will take none. What I'm going to do from here is just finish them all off, so I'll get them all lined up nicely. And you can see I've done these alphabetically just so I can keep track of exactly what I'm trying to do. After India, I can kind of see a little bit of Juliet there, but I can't see the rest, and I need to go all the way down to Z. And I still see that plus sign, and that plus sign means that I can't see anything else because it's just too small of a paragraph field, but it is there. So we're going to want to use this button here. This is our roll and crawl options. And we just want to say to roll, which is basically moving vertically. I also always like to have my credits start off the screen and end off the screen. So I'm going to click OK. From here, I now get a scroll bar. So I can actually move them a little bit. But I still have that plus sign. So let me just align the kilo here with the tab key. To get rid of this plus, I need to expand the size of this whole paragraph field. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold down the Control key on the keyboard, and now I can actually just drag it down. And I'm going to drag it down as far as I can, and you can see, well, that gets me down to the R's, but I still have that plus sign, so I'm going to hold it down again, drag down a little further, and I'm at the V's, still a plus sign. Hold down Control, drag down a little further, and there we go. There I'm at the Z. I've still got a plus sign, which means there must be something underneath it, even if it's just blank space. So I'll bring it down a little bit further, and now you can see the plus sign is gone. So that's good. That means that I've gone all the way to the end of my field, and there's nothing left there. Oh, just a little farther there. There we go. Now I just have to continue my alignment, so get the L, N, O, P. And again, the only reason I've done this alphabetically is so it's easy to see if we've gone to the end of our list here. Chances are all of your credits will not be alphabetical. Victor. Okay, so those are all aligned nicely now. Looks a little more professional. I'm going to hit Control A again, and maybe I want to have a little more space between them. So I'm going to adjust my leading amount here, and I can just increase that and just adjust the spacing like that. And what's interesting is because I've increased the spacing here, I've got the plus sign back again, which means there's stuff that's hidden, and you can see that because I'm only on the X. So I'll just hold down the Control key again and expand it until that plus sign is gone. I think I've got a little line underneath there. I'm just going to get rid of. There we go. So those are my credits there. Looks pretty good. I could put a title that says credits if I want. And again, just like with any other title, I can do anything I want to this text. I could add a fill. I could make it a linear gradient. I could bevel it all. I could add strokes, shadows, backgrounds. But really, when you're doing credits, you kind of just want to do the basics. Now, another thing that's kind of neat you can do, I'm not going to show you right now, but if you right-click, you can actually insert a logo. And if you insert a logo, maybe you have an actual image, like your production logo, you could put that in there and have it animating as well, which is kind of cool. So I've got this all set. You know, if I check my roll and crawl options again, I can see it's set to roll, it's starting off screen, it's ending off screen. That's pretty good. Now I'm just going to close this out, and there's my my asset there for my credits. When I drag this in, you can see that they actually scroll. So if I play it, I get a nice scrolling. Now there's no setting inside the credits here that says, hey, I want it to go faster or slower. Well, that's all determined by the length of this clip. So if I make this clip shorter, so if I just shorten it down like that, it now has to play all of those clips in a shorter amount of time. So it's going to go really quick. If I want a little more time on it, I'm just going to stretch it out. Maybe I want it to take 15 seconds there, 16 seconds. Now when I play it, they go much slower. So that's the basics. You can also do the same technique, but instead of doing a roll, you can actually make it crawl left or right. So if you wanted like a little ticker tape at the bottom, that's how you do that. Anyway, easy way to put all your credits in there, and yeah, hopefully that's going to help you out.